for anyone, really at all. So, of course, San Francisco grew a lot, and this area grew a lot. San Francisco in general grew more in 10 years than New York City did in 100 years. So it was quite a place. Probably not a place to be, but quite a place anyway to reflect upon at this point. But because of that, a lot of people moved into this area, people from all over the world, including Chinese people, so they came into this area. And then after that, they had the railroad, building of the railroad, which ended in 1869. A lot of the Chinese immigrants were working on the railroad. But after that, this area became kind of a rough area town. A lot of times I get a question about whether or not it is rough today. It was rough at one point, right before the turn of the 20th century, because they had rival gang wars in this area. The reason for those was because a lot of Eastern goods were flooding Western markets, and the Chinese were kind of scapegoated for that happening because the economy at the time wasn't so good. One of the reasons for that was because there was a ship called the Central America, and it went out from the Panama area, and it was going up to New York. But what happened to this ship was that it got destroyed in a storm, and they had a lot of gold coins on this ship. A lot of the gold that was actually minted into gold coins was on the ship. It was one of the principal transports for that gold. So since they lost a lot of that money, the economy kind of took a hit after that. So for that reason, a lot of people were struggling with their businesses around here and didn't want to see a whole lot of Eastern goods coming in here and competing with the prices. And you can pretty much get about anything you want here for just about nothing compared to most places. And a lot of things you probably don't want, but you know, it's kind of interesting, especially the way soup is made. Traditional Chinese soup, I don't know how many of you have had it, but they use a lot of different types of roots and a lot of different things. You can have chicken head in it and a lot of other things. It looks really interesting. You don't actually eat any of that stuff directly. You drink the broth. So they kind of boil it all together, and then the broth is what you end up drinking. So it's quite a bit different than, say, wonton soup. Ew.